I do not love you as if you were salt rose or topaz, or the arrow of carnations the fire shoots off. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved, in secret, between the shadow and the soul. I love you as the plant that never blooms, but carries in itself the light of hidden flowers. Thanks to your love, a certain solid fragrance, risen from the earth, lives darkly in me. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you straightforwardly, without complexities or pride. So I love you because I know no other way than this, where I does not exist, nor you, so close that your hand on my chest is my hand, so close that your eyes close as I fall asleep.
Spencer is going to read for us a particularly powerful example of God's passion for each of us from Hosea 2.
This is Hosea chapter 2, verses 14 through 16 and 19 through 20. But then I will win her back once again. I will lead her out into the desert and speak tenderly to her there. I will return her vineyards to her and transform her valley of trouble into a gateway of hope. She will give herself to me there, as she did long ago when she was young, when I freed her from her captivity. In that coming day, says the Lord, you will call me my husband instead of my master. I will make you my wife forever, showing you righteousness and justice, unfailing love and compassion. I will be faithful to you and make you mine. You will finally know me as Lord.
For the next few minutes, I'd like to tell you the love story that brought us to this day. And as you listen, I hope you'll understand that it is a picture for us of the passionate love God has for each one of us. In September 2003, Mike was a freshman at U of M and happened one morning to find himself in New Life Church. The very first day there, he couldn't help but notice a young, beautiful girl singing on the music team with an amazing voice, looking so happy to be leading out in worship. When I heard that Mike had noticed Karen his very first day, I said, now I know the real reason you came to New Life. He replied, no, but it helps. As fate would have it, a couple months later, Mike wandered into Middle Earth where Karen was working. He claims he wasn't looking for her, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Don't you go to New Life? Mike asked innocently. Then the conversation took a wrong turn. After Karen had asked Mike how classes were and Mike returned the question, Karen pointed out that she had just graduated. Mike distinctly remembers thinking, she's graduated. I don't have a chance in the world. And so for the next year, their lives only intersected on Sunday mornings in New Life. Around a year later, Mike and Karen ended up both playing board games with some mutual friends, many of whom are here today. As their friends began to intersect more and more, Karen and Mike increasingly spent time together. Karen lived in an apartment called the Beach House, while Mike lived in one called the Crow's Nest. Their roommates increasingly hung out, providing an opportunity for them to build a friendship. It's amazing how a seemingly innocent comment by a close friend can literally shape the course of their lives. One day, Demery said to Karen, you know who's just great? Mike. He's such a great guy. Karen distinctly remembers thinking, he is a great guy. During the winter of 2005-2006, Mike and Karen's relationship grew. Because of Mike's late nights at the Michigan Daily, the campus newspaper, and Karen's limited access to computers, they would IM, which means instant message each other, late into the night, sometimes until 4 in the morning. It was one of those nights that a breakthrough occurred. In a moment of vulnerability, which often happens past 2 o'clock in the morning, Mike told Karen about his memory of their meeting in Middle Earth and how he thought he didn't have a chance after finding out about their age difference. Again, in a moment of vulnerability, Karen wrote, how do you know you don't have a chance? They ended up agreeing to go out together. Karen wanted to show Mike a place that had been special to her in college, a secret place on the top of a parking garage near East Quad. They spent 5 romantic hours together on a freezing cold February evening, a definite indication of true love. They talked about their lives and what they both wanted in a relationship. They discussed being tired of casual dating and wanting to pursue a relationship only if it was headed towards something lasting. Finally, they shared their first kiss, and of course, in a few minutes, we'll get to see their seconds. One thing that impressed me about Mike and Karen's story was that they didn't officially start dating until about a month later, because they wanted to get the input of their friends who were quite protective of them. What a beautiful picture of how friendships should run. In January of this year, Mike took some friends to help him shop for a ring. He then went and visited Karen's parents. He remembers saying, "I love Karen and I want to marry her." After many tears, and we trust all of joy, and of course, a bunch of pictures, Mike got the blessing he wanted. The following Saturday, January 20th, after a romantic dinner doing crosswords at Bob Evans, that's what they said, Mike proposed to Karen. He told her a story of driving home late one night and thinking about his life and how uncertain and short it could be. He concluded that he didn't want to live his life without her. Whipping out his camera, he asked her to marry him while snapping pictures. Thankfully, she said yes, as if I would say no. What uncomfortable pictures those could have been. To celebrate their engagement, they took more pictures, called their friends and family, and drove out to Barnes & Noble's to purchase what else? A wedding planner. And clearly, Karen has put it to good use. What a beautiful love story this is. And today is the culmination, as these two commit their lives together. But as we watch this amazing transformation take place, as two become one, I want to remind you that this is a picture, an illustration of the passionate love that God has for his people. May it stir up in all of us a response to God that says, yes, thank you for reaching out to me.
Karen, I love you, and I promise to continue loving you as God made you. For as long as we both shall live, I promise to continue seeking to know you more each day of our lives together. I vow to always cherish you, pursue you, and seek to know your heart, sharing your plans and interests, ideals and desires through all the trials and tribulations of life, as well as the joys. Caring for you in lifelong commitment. I make these vows before God for my eyes to God.
And I promise to continue loving you as God made you for as long as we both shall live. I promise to continue seeking to know you more each day of our lives together. I vow to love you, support you, and be faithful to you, sharing your plans and interests, ideals and desires through all the trials and tribulations of life, as well as the joyous times, caring for you in a lifelong commitment. I make these vows before God, whom I ask to guide me.
Mike and Karen wanted to find a way to visually represent their union today, so they've created their own very unique unity ritual to demonstrate the joining in their lives today. Please present the shoes. Mike, do you promise to step forward into your new life with Karen, always giving your relationship precedence, and above all else, seeking God's guidance as you live together as one? Karen, do you promise to step forward into your new life with Mike, always giving your relationship precedence, and above all else, seeking God's kindness as you live together as one?
I do.
In addition to literally tying the knot, Mike and Karen the unending line of each circle represents their promise to love and care for each other as long as they both live.
I promise to love you. Take this ring as my promise to always love you.
Take this ring as my promise to always love you.
Now that Mike and Karen have given themselves to each other by sacred vows, joining of hands, the giving and receiving of rings, and the tying of shoelaces, I now pronounce that they are husband and wife. What God has joined together in his love, let no man separate. Now it is my distinct pleasure to present to you for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Michael Karen.